What is going on, guys? Crucible here, and today we're going to be breaking down the Blue Archetype incoming in set 3. All of the reveals have been released on their website, so we are going to break down all 30 cards releasing with Blue. Excuse me, starting with the leader. Let's pull up the leader quick. Hold on. It's taking its sweet old time. Look at it go. Look at it spin. There we go. Okay. Standard leader on the front side. On the back side, 20,000 power. When attacking, draw 2 cards, then place 1 card from your hand on top of its owner's deck. This is really good because it allows you to be able to cycle through your hand, take stuff that you don't necessarily need right at this moment, but you might be able to use next turn. There's a little bit of synergy you can get with the extra card, or not the extra card, the field card, to pull from the top of your deck. So, I mean, there's some cool stuff you can do with this. And then activate battle opponent's turn on once per turn. Switch 1 card in your battle area to rest mode. If you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, this card gets 10,000 power for the turn. This works great with the field card. Being able to just put the field card in rest mode instead of one of your battle cards is really good, and it brings this guy to a 30,000 defensive unit. So I think the leader itself is good. I think the only downside, or maybe detractor to this leader, is that the stuff that came out this set is kind of a weird archetype for him. So I would figure Saiyans would probably be a bit closer to what you would want to see with this guy, but I mean, Satan City is what it is, so. We got a 1-cost Arasa, 5k power, 5k combo. On play, look at 5 cards from the top of the deck, reveal up to 1 non-Arasa card with a cost of 4 or less, and Satan City and its special traits, and add it to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of the deck. Just a standard searcher. And there's a lot of Satan City cards that came out in this set, so if you build around the Satan City archetype, it's actually not all that difficult to find what you need. Just a standard searcher, nothing crazy. Then we got a 1-drop 5k power, 10k combo Whis, who has a permanent skill where if your life is at 3 or less, this card gains blocker. And then on play, discard 1 card from your hand, and then draw 1 card. I feel like this is kind of strange. I feel like this is really weird to have a permanent skill where it's at 3 or less. Like, why is this card not just a blocker, like a 1-drop blocker? That doesn't make sense to me. I'm not sure how I feel about this. The on-play effect I guess is fine for a 1-cost. I mean, you basically are cycling your hand for something that you might actually need. I mean, that's good. I just think this permanent's a little weird, personally. Then we got a 1-cost 5k power, 5k combo Kibito, who on play draws a card, just a standard cantrip. Then we got 2-cost Krillin, 15k power, 10k combo. On play, if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, this card and your leader get 5,000 power for the turn. I kind of like this card. I think it's kind of cool that you can give your leader like a 5k buff and this guy a 5k buff if you're at 7 or less. I think if you're building an Earthling deck, or in strictly an Earthling deck, like, this guy's going to provide a lot of extra aggro to your opponent. So I like this card. I think this card's perfectly fine for a 2-cost. Then we got a 4-cost 30k power, 10k combo Great Saiyaman Vanilla. Cannot play this in the skillless deck, unfortunately. The skillless deck needs to be 3 costs or less. So unfortunately, this guy is not an option. But I mean, it's a vanilla. In the new draft mode that released, vanillas are actually pretty decent. So I think I mean, having more options like this in blue isn't bad for draft mode. But being a skillless card and not being able to utilize the 1-cost Videl with this guy is a little sad. But it is what it is. Then we got a Sharpener, 1-cost, 5k power, 10k combo. Activate main once per turn, reveal the top card of your deck, and if the revealed card has Satan City and its special traits during this turn, the next time you use an extra card from your hand, reduce the cost by 1 blue. This is fine. Being able to play this guy turn 1 and get maybe a free extra card to proc, I think is pretty good. Especially since Goku is going to be cycling your hand anyway. So you just take a Satan City card that you don't need right in that moment, put it on top, play this guy for 1. You can immediately look at the top card, and there you go. You can play an extra card for free. So I don't think this is bad. I think this is fine. Then we got a 2-cost Shin, 15k power, 10k combo. It's so... every single Shin in this game has a smug look on his face. He's got a little bit of a shit grin. Like, it's... it's dumb. It's dumb. Anyway, so on play, look at the top card of your opponent's deck and place it at the top or bottom of its owner's deck. I think this is actually pretty cool. Being able to see what your opponent's top card is and being able to choose if you want to bottom deck it or not, I think is really strong. Because, I mean, that top card could be a double striker, it could be a secret rare, it could be something that's going to, like, really benefit them going into turn 2 or 2, 3, 4. And you can really disrupt them by doing that. So, I think this is a cool card. It makes sense that with this ability, he's only a 15k power, but, I mean, I'll take that too. You're probably playing this early on anyway, and not necessarily later. Then we got the super combo for Android 18, nothing too crazy there. Then we have a 2-cost, 20k power, 5k combo Son Goku. When attacking, draw 1 card, then place 1 card from your hand on top of your deck. Another cycler, not too bad, and he gives you a draw, so you're replacing him when he attacks. And if you're able to keep him on board, he will provide consistent draw power to you. So, I mean, I think that's pretty good. 2 costs, 15k power, 10k combo Goten. On play, if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, draw 1 card. Again, this is I think this is something that you're going to want to play early because he's not really doing much for you later in the game, considering he's only 15k power. But yeah, getting a free draw at 7 or less cards in hand, I think is fine. I mean, he's fine. Nothing crazy. Here's another skill-less battle card, a Gohan Adolescence, 3 costs, 25k power, 10k combo. This can be used with the Videl from last set, so another skill-less option is pretty good. Then we got Son Gohan Adolescence, the SR, 4 costs, 30k power, 0 combo. On play, if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards with a cost of 3 or less, and place them at the bottom of their owner's deck. On curve, this card is fantastic. You run this alongside the 3-cost Vegito from last set, and you basically play Vegito first to lower the cost of everything, keep him alive on board, to then play this guy and basically Sinister Sickle your opponent and have a 30k swing on top of it. So I think this is a really good card, really strong card. I think this will probably be a must-run in most blue decks. We'll just kind of have to test around and see where he'll work best, but any deck that uses the Vegito, I think you're going to want to run this guy. Then we got a 2-cost, 20k power, 5k combo Trunks Future. Activate main, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with a cost of 2 or less, and place it at the bottom of the owner's deck. Then place this card at the bottom of its owner's deck. This is some really good synergy for Time Machine in blue. If you're playing the Trunks deck and you're utilizing Time Machine, this is a great option for that deck. Being able to just outright bottom deck a 2 or less, and then even be able to get this guy back with Time Machine, I think is actually really solid. I might actually mess around with the Time Machine mechanics coming in next set, now that we have like more options to actually like use with this. So I think that's really cool. Then we got a 2-cost, 20k power, 5k combo Trunks Youth, where on play, if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and reduce the cost by 1 for the turn. It's basically the 1-drop Mai, but you play them on 2 and you can swing with them. It's not bad. I like this. Cost reduction stuff is usually really good. So then we got the SR 2-cost Videl, 20k power, 0 combo. When attacking, if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, add up to 1 blue non-Videl card with a cost of 3 or less, and Earthling in its special traits from your drop to your hand. This is basically Peel Off 2.0. You're paying 1 energy more to do it, but you got a 20k swing with this card, and you have a higher threshold of stuff to search for than you did with Peel Off. Peel Off strictly can only grab 1-cost Earthlings, whereas Videl here can get 3 or less Earthlings in hand, as long as it's not a Videl card, obviously. I think this card's great. I think being able to pull stuff back from your drop is actually very helpful, and yeah, I think this card's fine. It's good. Then we got a vanilla 2-cost, 20,000 or less. I'll have to look at the Videl. I think the Videl specifically is 3. Let's take a look real quick, just so I can be sure. Blazing Aura. Taking a quick look here. Hold on. 2, 3. Where is she? She's not on this page. Next page? Yeah. 3 or less. Okay, yeah. So she's able to, you're able to play her off of, you're able to play the 2-cost skillless off of her. So, again, more skillless options I think are really good. Can't really, won't really complain about that at all. Not at all. Next, we got 3-cost Piccolo, 20k power, 10k combo, who's just a critical. I think for 3, this probably isn't the best critical you could have. Now, blue doesn't really have that much in the way of critical options. So, I mean, I'll take an extra means of being able to crit. But paying 3 for crit when other decks have crits for 2, I think is a little... I think it's a little much. I don't know if I think this is good with this stat line. But I mean, again, I think blue having options for more crits, I think, is not the worst thing. I just think the stat line could have been a little better on this. Then we have a 2-cost, 20k power, 0-cost or 0 combo Beerus. On play, choose one of your battle cards with a cost of 3 or more and KO it. And then if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, draw 2 cards. I think this is actually not that bad of a card. There was a card like this last set where you have to KO something, and then I think it resets something to active mode. Might be himself. But being able to just KO something on board after you swing and getting 2 cards in hand, I think is actually pretty good. It's pretty good, honestly. I mean, the reason you have no combo on here is because you're going to be drawing 2 cards, so... Again, I think this is a decent card. Where I would see this card being used, I can't really say. But that in itself, his effect itself, I think is really good. So it'll require some testing. Then we got a 1-cost Bulma, 5k power, 10k combo. Activate main once per turn, discard 1 card from the hand, and then at the end of the turn, draw a card. I think this is okay. I think this is okay personally because of the cost of discarding a card from hand to then draw at the end of your turn rather than right then and there. I think the stat line should have been a little better on this, maybe 10,000. But maybe they just see, they see the drawing as being, you know, like maybe they're putting a lot of stock in the draw, and I can understand that. But I think it's okay. It's just an okay card. Then we got a Vegeta, 2-cost, 20k power, 5k combo. I love the ref's face here. It's hilarious. It's a 2-cost critical, and then on play, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand. Basically, this is just the Red Caulifla, but it's Vegeta. So I think this is awesome. This is a much better crit option, I think, than the Piccolo, personally. But pretty good, pretty good. Then we got 2-cost, 20k power, 10k combo Mighty Mask. You treat this card as Son Goten and Trunks Youth in all areas. This is just an extra option. If you're running the Gotenks engine, this is a really good card to have incorporated into your deck because it gives you some extra options, plus it's a 10k combo. This is a solid card. I think it's not bad. Then we got Hercule, 1-cost, 5k power, 10k combo. When attacking, reveal the top card of your deck, and if the revealed card is Satan City in the special traits, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and reduce its cost by 2 for the turn. I don't know how I feel about this because it's a deck. I mean, the gimmick is there. Like Hercule basically can't really deal damage, right? He's never really been the type of person to deal damage. So you're basically swinging for the effect, not really so much to deal damage. But reducing the cost of something by 2, I think could actually be pretty detrimental. And considering that you're only playing this guy at a 1 cost. So, I don't know. I think there might be some utility in this guy. I think it'll be pretty easy to proc this ability. It's just a matter of synergy with other cards. How is this going to fare? How's this going to fare like once the actual set drops in the meta? We'll have to see. I'm not even gonna say this is a good or a bad card. I don't really know. We're gonna have to see. Then we got Orange Star High School, which is a field card. It's 1 cost. Activate main 2. Activate, pay 2 energy. Then place this card in its owner's drop. Look at 3 cards from the top of your deck and play up to 1 battle card with a cost of 4 or less, and Satan City and its special traits. Place the rest at the bottom of its owner's deck in a random order. Now, I'm like okay on this card. I'm not completely sold on it. Having to pay essentially 1 energy just for setup, and then you're paying 2 energy just to get rid of it later. I think getting rid of the card itself is pretty bad, especially since the Goku leader kind of wants this to stay on board. But I mean, I'm not opposed to, but like if you can get the proper setup in terms of cycling your hand and your deck, I think that you could get some really cool plays off of this. It's really going to depend on setup. It's going to be a bit involved. I mean, Blue has always been the thinking man's deck, so in testing we're going to have to see how this kind of plays out, but it's okay. I think based off of what we have, just looking at it face value, I think it's okay. Then we got Great Saiyaman, another card that's going to be heavily dependent on if you can keep your setup. One cost, activate main, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with a cost less than or equal to the number of cards with Satan City in your battle area, and then place it at the bottom of the deck. I think if you can keep your board wide decently long enough, this could actually prove to be beneficial. Bottom decking something for only a 1 cost is like, it's chump change. So if you can keep 4 cards on board at one time, that's pretty hard to do, but I mean, just think about that. That's like prime real estate in terms of the value of this card. Just being able to bottom deck a 4 cost just for 1 energy, I think is pretty good. So I wouldn't write this card off just yet, but again, it's going to really be situational and dependent on if you can get your setup. Then we got You Prefer Girls with Short Hair. 1 cost. Activate main. If you have 3 or more cards with Satan City in their special traits in your battle area, draw 3 cards, then place 1 card from your hand on top of your deck. This card is awesome. This is an awesome card. Being able to draw 3 and then maybe even taking a card that's dead in your hand and putting it on top of your deck, or something that you don't need right now but can use next turn, is really, really good. For 1 energy, again, it's situational because you need to keep battle cards in your battle area to really make benefit of this, but I think the effect itself is awesome. So, and then as one of the reprints coming out this set, we have the 2 cost Trunks that bottom decks after you use them. This card art is awesome. This card looks amazing. So it'll be really cool to actually pull a copy of one of these to run it. But yeah, I mean, this is awesome. I like this. So that's gonna do it, guys. That's gonna do it for this particular video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed and want to see more Fusion World content videos, let me know down in the comments below. Like and subscribe to support the channel, and I will see you guys all in the next Fusion World video. Peace.